family has decided to side with the faction of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa as ZANU-PF heads towards the annual conference whereby all the Barakashis and all ZANU-PF structures have decided to endorse Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa 2030 two-term, two additional years extension, which if it is, left to actually proceed, it will see Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa unconstitutionally leading the country up to 2030. What has been surprising is the role that has been played by flip-floppers such as the family of Chris Mutsvangwa. I remember at one time, Monica Mutsvangwa came out guns blazing against Gudawashe Takwire, saying no one in ZANU-PF would be allowed to buy his way through to power, referring in this case to none other than Gudawashe Takwire, a position that also her husband clearly endorsed and castigated Gudawashe Takwire. People were surprised recently in the last press briefing that was done by Chris Mutsvangwa, all of a sudden singing praises to Gudawashe. It doesn't come as a surprise that also his wife has decided to actually openly support the 2030 mantra of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I must say, before I speak about this, people should not have second thought about the 2030 mantra. It is a failed thing. It is very, very tired. And it is opposed by all Zimbabweans, not only retired General Chwenga, but I must attest to you that by all Zimbabweans, even those who are supporting it, they are supporting it because they have been given some vehicles as well as money and guaranteed their future. Some of them are criminals, some of them they are protecting their children, some of them they are protecting their business interest. But that is an interim actually posture that has been taken by those, and according to my view, it's a serious political mistake that is usually taken by I think this time around they were even beaten by an individual like Obet Mpov. I think Obet Mpov gained some form of bravado which saw him actually being demoted from being the Secretary General to focus into ICT. So he is most probably cleaning the computers. I don't know whether he is able to operate computers, and I wonder what does the policy entail. So he has a group of people whom he is working with. So they demoted him most probably for being suspected of supporting the retired General Chwenga faction. Also, Chris Mutsvangwa does not hold an influential position within ZANU-PF. He's just a Secretary for Information and Publicity, a position that he was appointed into by Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. And one would understand why Chris Mutsvangwa would actually remain loyal to Mnangagwa. So the wife of Chris Mutsvangwa, speaking with a loud voice during the prayers that were done by Vapostori as well as Mazioni for ED, she said 2030 mantra Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, they are going with it because he has achieved a lot. I don't know these people, what do they talk about when they say he has achieved a lot, whilst in Zimbabwe infrastructure is so bad. Even the roads that they are building, they are substandard roads. They are doing it under pressure, and most probably because they do it cheaper. And they take most of the money to their pockets. If you look at everything, look at even the road, the infrastructure that they developed when Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa was taking up the SATIC chairmanship. Look at it then and look at it now. You can see that people are being played with in Zimbabwe, as long as everything is about politicking rather than service delivery. I think Zimbabwe will remain at what it is. It has to reach a stage whereby politicking is done within a period of 6 months. If one wins elections, then that person focus on developing the country with actually the knowledge that if he doesn't do so, people may simply vote out that person, and people cannot be intimidated for choosing their preferred person. This thing of saying we've got a party that will lead until donkeys grows horns, those statements should actually be flushed in toilet. And I don't know, go to whichever sewage, maybe even outside Zimbabwe, if ever there is that kind of a sewage, because such statements are not needed. So Chris Mutsvangwa joining Mnangagwa, does it change anything? Remember, Chris Mutsvangwa has been fired from ZANU-PF. I'm in war veterans. He was fired. Remember, he was leading the war veterans. They fired him. Mnangagwa tried to force him to the war veterans with the intention, being the minister of war veterans. He ended up firing Chris Mutsvangwa. So Chris Mutsvangwa has proven beyond reasonable doubt that he is unelectable. Within ZANU-PF structures, I don't remember a structure that elected Chris Mutsvangwa. I only know that he was an ambassador. He always boasts of liberation war credentials and making a lot of noise, but nothing of substance, especially when it comes to the politics of Zimbabwe, and too much of bootlicking rather than. And this is the person with presidential ambitions, by the way, who is a flip-flopper of not. Just imagine if you are to put Chris Mutsvangwa as your president, what kind of a nation will that be? I think we will be in trouble. Not allowed even to criticize. You can see how emotional he becomes, especially when he's put around the corner by the journalist. He has been mishandling the Minister of Information and Publicity in ZANU-PF, ran through flip-flopping emotions, is saying something else. At one point, he was against Mnangagwa Shetakure. He backtracked. Now he is supporting Mnangagwa Shetakure, saying Mnangagwa Shetakure's wealth is clean and so forth. He is that kind of a person whom you cannot really trust politically. So if the husband has sold out, what do you expect also from the wife? Because these are, the slay queen as well as the slay king. To them, what comes first is money. So this is why you see Chris Mutsvangwa and as well as also his wife behaving in such a manner. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support